Hello everybody, we are here at Eiger Nordwand for round 3 of FVR's MX5 Series Championship. This is round 3, of course, and today we are on the streets of Switzerland. So we can see here, as we just go into a black screen, we are starting qualifying. As you can see, all the cars are in this tunnel as we await to get going. And we are here for qualifying, an exciting race and qualifying, or an exciting set of races, I should say, and qualifying in store for us ahead. We have Nathan Marriott as the first driver out on track. Of course, the pit lane here, similar to one of the, or I suppose I should say two of the Tokyo Expressway layouts. The pit lane not in the same place as the start-finish line, so these drivers already on their flying laps after a mere 25-second outlap. So we watch to see as Nathan Marriott leads us around our first flying lap. The first sector consists of not one, not two, not three, well, sort of three hairpins, three and a bit, you could say, as the fourth hairpin is not quite a hairpin. It's a bit of an interesting corner. But then into Sector 2, you get onto this huge section here, going over that bridge and back up past the pit lane, and now up towards the final sector. We have a very high-speed right-hander here as Nathan Marriott backs out of his lap, and Cameron Hill will lead us now towards the end of our first flying laps. Hard braking into this final proper corner. Ooh, a bit wide there, but gets a good turn in to open up the exit. We've got that little left-hand kink after the right-hander, and across the line, Cameron Hill takes provisional pole position. Avesta Gobadi less than a tenth behind the Brit, and Tyler Davison only 3/10 off of him. Evan Dalton takes 4th for the time being. Nathan Marriott, of course, backed out of that lap as he honks his horn at us. Nathan Marriott, though, in 5th now. He did back out of his lap, though, and he's going purple through Sector 1, so it'll be interesting to see if Nathan can pull together a good lap here. And we also have, of course, Julius Gasner here. Julius is going to complete his first flying lap in just a moment. It will not be front row. I think it will be a little bit of a ways off, but it'll be ahead of Nathan Marriott for the time being. Nathan pushed down to 6th. Cameron Hill, though, remains on top for the time being. Let's go on board with the Brit and see how he manages this final sector of Eiger Nordwand. So, managing quite nicely. Little bit of a slide mid-corner, but managing nicely. Does not improve upon his lap. However, Tyler Davison does improve upon his lap, and Nathan Marriott improves even more. Nathan Marriott to the front. So that is Marriott into provisional pole position. 300th separates him and Tyler Davison. Tyler is improving by 59 thousandths though, so as it stands, Tyler is going fast enough to go on to provisional pole, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Cameron Hill is in 3rd currently. Avesta Gobadi 4th. Very, very close behind Cameron. In fact, the top 4 all within 1.5 tenths of a second. That is an immensely close grid, as Evan Dalton just under a second back from Avesta, and Julius still 1.6 seconds off of Evan. Not having a great time of it this time round, still a couple seconds off of his previous lap. So Nathan Marriott is on provisional pole. We have, of course, over 5 minutes to go left in this session, I believe. And we'll have to just wait and see. Nathan Marriott really throwing it into that last corner. Cameron Hill goes out on top for a moment, then it's Tyler. A Vestago body already steals that off of him. Nathan Marriott fails to improve upon his lap time, so a Vestago body, our feature race winner last time out at Blue Moon Bay, takes provisional pole position by nearly a tenth of a second. Tyler Davison in second by 32 thousandths over Cameron Hill. Cameron Hill only 15 thousandths over Nathan Marriott, and the gap between the top four have entirely reversed, and yet the gap between the top four still less than a tenth and a half, as Nathan Marriott is going purple through the first sector. Let's ride on board with the Brit as he rounds the long uphill right-hander. Careful not to slide into the pits there. Fully on the throttle now. We'll have to wait and see how he flicks it through the fast right-hander. Julius Gasner improves into the 22s for the German, but it's Nathan Marriott improving purple by nearly a tenth now as he flies through the right-hander. One more braking zone on the circuit. Can Nathan Marriott take provisional pole? Can any of the three ahead of him improve? Cameron Hill improves to a 19.988. A Vestago body and Tyler Davison fail to improve, but it is Nathan Marriott who puts himself exactly 1/10 off of Cameron Hill. And I have to say, that is a wonderful lap time from Cameron Hill. What a lap that must have been. Cameron putting himself 2/10 ahead of a Vestago body now, pulling away. And it sounds insane to say two and a bit tenths is a large amount, but given how this qualifying session has been so far, and really given how this season as a whole has been so far, that is really a fantastic lap time. As we see Nathan Marriott going past the Vestago body, a Vesta with a time penalty, so he lost half a tenth on his lap there. He will not be on a push lap this lap due to that, of course, but we'll have to wait and see how the next lap goes. Zauber improves, or Julius improves, I should say, to a 22.328. So improving, only 8 tenths off of Evan Dalton now. So Evan in that number 12 Sharky livery. We missed him in Blue Moon Bay, unfortunately, but he was there for Tsukuba. He did quite well. Relatively good pace, although an issue on the first lap of the sprint race cost him a chance at a good result. Evan Dalton will be looking to improve upon that. He's not far off the pace. He is quite close to a Vesta. He's 1.2 seconds off, so he's a little ways, but a good lap time, and I'm sure he can close that gap down. Let's take a look if that's what he's got on the cards for us now. It's not an improvement for Evan. He hasn't improved since the second flying lap. Since the first flying lap. Of course, that first lap there was a 0.25 because it was his out lap. So a Vestago body seems to have a invalidated lap time here. We can see the number 4, or the fourth placed driver currently. The red numbers indicating a invalidated lap time. That's not something you often see in GT7. It's quite common to see in F1 with their, sometimes in the F1 games with their occasionally ridiculous track limits, but hey-ho. Tyler Davison is going to cross the line. It is not an improvement for the third place driver. He still sits 1/10 off the back of Nathan Marriott, nearly on the dot, and 28 thousandths ahead of a Vestago body. Meanwhile, Nathan Marriott 800ths off the back of Cameron Hill, and Cameron Hill, a 1:19.988 is the lap time to beat currently set by Cameron. So let's just look from the offset in-car camera. Cameron is going to navigate the right-hander now. see, manages it nicely in third gear, just over 100 kilometers per hour here. So just over... No, that's not right. I was going to tell you what that is in miles per hour, but I actually don't know. Up to fourth through the flat right-hander. It's difficult to take flat in some cars. These cars managing it nicely, though. And, of course, the big name that we are missing today is Rami Azam. He is missing today, unfortunately. But what that should do is it should help to blow the championship wide open, as he was, of course, the winner of the first feature race that we had. As Cameron Hill begins his final flying lap, he is still out in front, and we will have to wait and see, will that change? He is going purple on his final lap, 22 thousandths purple already. Nathan Marriott is done. Nathan Marriott will be second at best. Tyler Davison has a lap to go. Avestigo Body is done. Evan Dalton finishes. He will be fifth at best. Julius, I continuously call him Zauber, apologies for that. Julius Gasner, Cameron Hill, and Tyler Davison are the three with laps still to complete. The first to do so will be Julius, then it will be Cameron Hill, followed by Tyler Davison. Tyler in the slipstream could have a good chance here. Let's take a look on board with Julius for a moment. Peter Griffin is going to be the first thing to cross the line. It is not an improvement, though, for Julius Gasner. Let's take a look at these two who are about to cross the line. Cameron Hill out a bit wide, but that does seem to be the line to take here today. Big slide for Tyler Davison. It's not an improvement for either driver, though. So that is that for our Eiger Nordwand qualifying session. It's going to be Cameron Hill who lines up on pole position. A 1:19.988 is the lap time to put him there. Nathan Marriott, a brilliant second, a 1:20.069, putting him there. Tyler Davison will be third, followed by Avestigo Body. Evan Dalton is fifth, and sixth will be Julius Gasner. Of course, 5 of these Star 6 drivers will be starring in tomorrow's FVR F1 race. Be sure to tune in for that. That'll be the same time as this. However, it will, of course, be tomorrow, the Saturday. And, yeah. So that is that for qualifying. And, these drivers, a very close grid, it has to be said. What is the gap between the top 4 in the end? Top 4 separated by just over 2/10 in the end. Evan Dalton and Julius Gasner not too far off themselves. I'll wish these drivers good luck. And let's get ready to watch. We have a 25-minute feature race up next. Oh, race has been cancelled. Perhaps the wrong button was pressed? Perhaps. I have no idea. That is interesting, though. I'm sure we will be underway in a moment. Sorry, made a mistake with settings, says Nathan, as Evan complaining to Nathaniel. Almost had it, says Cameron Hill, as we will now be getting ready to go underway in just a minute. The settings have been fixed. Nathan has entered. Avesta and Cameron have entered. Evan has entered. We are just waiting on Tyler Davison now. And of course now Julius Gasner. And we have everyone entered except myself, of course. I will not be entering as much as I would love to show you guys around the track. But we'll just have to ride on board with one of the drivers for that. Okay, ready, asks Nathan. I, for one, am ready. Taking a look at these beautiful liveries in the pits. It's hard to pick a favorite. I do quite like that livery from Nathan Marriott, though. A Vestigo body, as I've mentioned it a few times before, I quite like as well. I enjoy the Ukrainian coat of arms on the corners. It's a very nice livery from Evan Dalton. Cameron Hill as well. That's a very sleek livery. And Tyler's lots of sponsorship. Looks good. Good luck, Adrian, says Evan. Thank you very much, Evan. Good luck to you, Evan. And good luck to all the other drivers as well. No favoritism here. So Cameron Hill will lead us away. We are going to have a rolling start. These drivers will be led up to the hairpin through the automatic driving system. However, they will be taking control momentarily. We can hear the lights. It's lights out, and we are racing here at Eiger Nordwand in Switzerland. The drivers are underway, and it is a huge gap to begin with from Cameron Hill over this little bump. Some cars getting a little bit of airtime. Tyler Davidson with that time penalty already. What has happened to him? Tyler Davidson has picked up a 5/10 time penalty. That's going to be some kind of a record for the fastest time penalty ever gained before the beginning of the first lap, I believe. So that is impressive. Well done, Tyler. You have impressed me. Cameron Hill, though, leads the way now out of that hilly downhill section, out through into Sector 2. One corner in this second sector, but you have to be careful you don't go out too wide. If you slide towards the end of it, you'll end up in the pits. You can see the pit exit or entrance there, apologies, on the outside. Cameron Hill has over a second to Nathan Marriott already. Tyler Davison, unsurprisingly, down a fair bit after that penalty. That's going to give a Vestigo body an opportunity on him, though. The Ukrainian is going to go down the inside of Tyler Davison. Oh, so close there. A little bit of contact with the wall, possibly for Tyler. I thought I saw some sparks there. Hard to say, though. Evan Dalton will be looking to see if there's an opportunity for him now. But it looks like Tyler is safe for the time being, and he'll be looking to put pressure on a Vestigo body. He will not be pleased that he's been overtaken, and he will be looking for any opportunity to get back through. Cameron Hill leads the way by nearly a second and a half already. Through turn 2 now. It's a series of hairpins through Sector 1. If you're good at hairpins, this track is perfect for you. There's effectively nothing but them. Cameron is just going to navigate that corner quite well, quite tight on the inside, though. I'd be worried about penalties from the game cutting that far to the inside, but it seems fine as Nathan Marriott, I believe, just flashing his lights there, possibly, at Cameron Hill out in front. Let's take a look with Nathan Marriott as he's navigating this circuit. You can see Cameron Hill up ahead at side view of Nathan Marriott. How is he going to manage this right-hander? Is it flat out? It is indeed. So Nathan managing nicely there to take it flat out, up into fourth, out of the corner, up to 150 kilometers per hour as you hit the brakes from 151, it seems like. Ooh, a little bit of a slide there, but Nathan manages to catch it, and he is gaining slightly on Cameron Hill. It's the fastest lap of the race for Nathan Marriott as he gains on Cameron. So we will potentially be seeing a nice battle here from the two of these drivers. So let's take a look here. Cameron Hill is just trying to manage these hairpins through Sector 1. Let's look further back. Is there any battling down here? On board with a Vestigo body, and he has a 5/10 time penalty. That will, of course, offer an opportunity up to Tyler Davison. So on board with Tyler now. We'll see him move to the outside. He was inside for a moment, now outside as Vesta tries to defend the inside. Oh, so there's a little bit of contact there. Vesta into the back of Tyler. Possibly some lag involved there, but Tyler catching a big snap of oversteer, and Avesta makes it through into third. Evan Dalton sticking on the back of these two, looking for an opportunity. The Irishman wanting to get past on Tyler Davison. Davison is going to have to go defensive here, as Dalton right on the back of him. There could be an opportunity here into the final corner if Dalton can just manage to get on the brakes later than Davison. It is not looking like that's going to happen. Oh, as there's a big snap there for Evan Dalton. just about keeps the car going, but that was very close to disaster. He loses a little bit of time to Tyler with that. The number 58 car pulling away from the number 12. Julius Gasner not too far off the back of this pack, but he's got some work to do if he wants to catch up. Cameron Hill leads the way still. He's pulled away from Nathan Marriott on the previous lap by 0.4 of a second almost. Cameron Hill doing quite nicely, actually. I say, yeah, about 0.4 of a second, yes. Cameron Hill has pulled away on the previous lap, but Cameron Hill purple through Sector 1. We'll see if that stands through Sector 2 as he comes across the split. He is purple still. Nathan Marriott also on a good lap. He's keeping on the back of Cameron, but this is going to be an uphill battle for Marriott. He flashes his lights quite a bit, in fact. And hard braking into that final corner. It is a difficult corner to navigate. It's a bit of an awkward entrance, and it becomes an awkward exit, as you can see all the tire marks there through the grass. Avestigo Body is off the track for a moment, even across that grass. Cameron Hill does set the fastest lap of the race with a 20.861. Tyler Davison is 1.5 seconds back from Avesta. Evan Dalton keeping on the back of him, though. Dalton closes in by about 1/10 on Tyler Davison. Davison could be under pressure here as personal best laps on the previous lap for both of these drivers, although Tyler actually 0.6 of a second faster than Evan on the previous occasion. Let's take a look. What is his time through Sector 2? 57.4, so 57.5 for Evan Dalton. So Evan has lost approximately 1/10 on this lap. Avestigo Body pulling away from Tyler Davison. The Ukrainian just trying to take himself out of trouble a little bit, doesn't want to get caught up in any chaos. It is chaos that has cost him good opportunities in 2 of our 4 races so far. The sprint race last time out did not go his way as he got into contact a couple of times, I believe. Once with Borbune, I believe. Blue Moon Bay Infield A. A wonderful track there, and some fantastic racing last time out. It's 3 seconds between Avestigo Body and Nathan Marriott, and a further 2 seconds up towards Cameron Hill. Here on lap 6, Cameron running nicely in that number 65 Mazda. Trying to just keep it forwards. No huge pressure here for Cameron with Nathan 2 seconds back. But Cameron pushing nonetheless, purple by over 1/10 through Sector 2. Avestigo Body does hold the fastest lap of the race at the moment, a 1:20.715. That was his most recent lap time. However, Avesta with a 5/10 time penalty. Not looking too good here. He's pretty inconsistent, it seems like. Fastest lap and then penalty. But Tyler Davison, a personal best on this occasion, a 1:20.170. So that is a good lap time from the Brit. No, even a 1:20.958, as I seem to have been getting a glitch there. So, Avestigo Body will be forced to serve his time penalty now. He does indeed. Tyler Davison does close up a bit, but he's a bit far back to be looking for any moves. But what this should do for the Brit is give him an opportunity to look at Avesta's driving and try to analyze where he can pick up time and also where Avesta is struggling and potentially give himself an opportunity to overtake and make it an all-British podium. For the time being, though, we have one Ukrainian disrupting that possibility, but the top two are Cameron Hill out in front, a 120.684 the previous lap, a 121.790 this lap. Nathan Marriott, a 120.8. So a substantial chunk of time gained. No, that is not the case. As another nice little glitch from the game there, as Cameron Hill sets a 120.854. However, it is Tyler Davison who goes fastest on that occasion with the fastest lap of the race, a 120.5. We are 10 minutes into this 25-minute race. 15 minutes remain. Who will come out on top? It's looking good for Cameron Hill, but it's not guaranteed by any means. Nathan Marriott sticking on the back of him quite nicely. Tyler Davison with some good pace right now. Avesta Gobadi in the wall a little bit. That should give Tyler a bit of a run. Davison versus Gobadi, we've seen this countless times in our Formula 1 series. Back tomorrow, of course, after a break week last week. In, I believe, Australia. Indeed, in Australia tomorrow. So that will be very interesting. But for today, we are in Switzerland. We are on Gran Turismo 7. And we are having the time of our lives as Tyler Davison continues to provoke Avesta Gobadi, continues to pressure him, continues to try and look for an opportunity to get through. It's not a new personal best, despite what the timing boards say on the right-hand side of your screen. It's a 21.0 on that last lap for Tyler Davison. And Avesta Gobadi only 0.8 in front. It's a 21.0 for him as well, so these two extremely even on the previous occasion. Take a look at Nathan Marriott. Nathan up in second, dropping back a little bit from Cameron Hill, but pulling away from the two behind for the time being. But of course, if you're a driver like Evan Dalton honking his horn, or Julius Gasner parked in the nice little parking lot on the inside of the corner, I wonder if there's an invisible wall there. Surely there would be. If there's not, that's really cool. I'd love to sit in that parking lot myself. But if you're Julius Gasner or Evan Dalton at the moment, despite not being in the top four of this race, you are looking at a potential, or a probable at this point, well, potential front row start for the sprint race. Of course, the grid, or the finishing order, reversed for the sprint race grid, so as it stands, Evan Dalton would be starting second for our sprint race, and Tyler Davison, as it stands, would be starting third. Tyler Davison did win our sprint race last time out. And Cameron Hill, it is worth noting, he is of course 3 seconds out in front, ahead of Nathan Marriott, but despite his exceptional pace in every single race we've had so far, Cameron Hill is yet to win a race in the MX5 series. So Cameron Hill, through 4 races, 2 feature and 2 sprint, is yet to be the winner. We'll see if he can change that today. It's looking good for the Brit, as Evan Dalton just skimming the wall there a little bit. Tyler Davison a full second off the back of Avesta Gobadi now, so losing a little bit of time to the Ukrainian, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes. Tyler Davison certainly with an opportunity to close in if he can just wrangle that car, get it under him, and get it in front. So Nathan 0.2 faster than Cameron Hill on the previous lap, a 20.8 compared to a 21.0. Nathan and Cameron, their gap is fluctuating, but on the previous occasion, Nathan gaining on the driver in front. It is Tyler Davison, though, who sits in the slipstream of the Vestigo body. Going through this middle sector now. So we have a nice set camera view here where we can see Evan Dalton going by through the hairpin. And you know what? On this upcoming lap, why don't I run you through a lap of Eiger Nordwand on board with Cameron Hill through the last corner. You run out very wide, a little bit too wide there for Cameron even, as he's setting up the exit for the beginning of the flying lap. Now, over the little jump, it's not easy to keep the car in line for this first right-hander. A nice hairpin, keep it tight, then it's up for the next one. That's why it can get unsettled, is there's a lot of direction change in this circuit through a right and a left, and another right and another left through 3 and 4. Cameron Hill navigating nicely. He's going to try and open up the exit over the bridge now towards the end of Sector 2. Cameron Hill is not improving on this occasion, but he's still flying along quite nicely. It's a very wide entrance for this uphill right-hander. You're going over a huge bridge. You got the car parked on the right-hand side there. As you open up the exit next to the pit lane. The pit lane is in a tunnel on your left-hand side here. This right-hander up here, a corner for some cars, but these ones able to take it flat out through the right-hander in third, 131 kilometers per hour as he upshifts into fourth. You'll hit about 150, 151 as you go into the braking zone for the final corner. Let it slide out wide a little bit. Get the cut back to the inside of the final corner. Open up the exit, and across the line you go with a 120.896 for Cameron Hill. That, however, is 0.3 of a second slower than Nathan Marriott on the previous lap. Nathan, though, picking up a time penalty. So Nathan Marriott, fastest lap of the race, and immediately a time penalty afterwards. He's got 0.5. He'll be forced to serve it in just a corner or two's time. He'll go across the bridge, and then he will be forced to slow down at those yellow arrows. He slows down for half a second. And he's on his way again, 2.8 seconds back from Cameron Hill. Eight minutes to go in this race. Still all to play for. Just over 2 seconds back to a Vestigo body from Nathan Marriott. Just under 3 seconds up to Cameron Hill as Nathan Marriott just throws the car into that right-hander. Flies out of it. And he's on his way down the start-finish straight. There used to be in Gran Turismo 5 the pit lane on the outside of these corners. But similar to Grand Valley, this circuit changed a fair bit as it was introduced into GT7, although unlike Grand Valley, the general setting is still the same. Those beautiful mountains over there, a fantastic view as you drive around the circuit, and although not available to drive on, you can see where the road to the rally part of this circuit does connect to this circuit, I believe. As we go over the hill here, if we look back... oh, no. Perhaps it isn't there. That is a little bit disappointing. I do quite like the rally circuit here, I must say. A very beautiful rally circuit, but not in this version of Gran Turismo. But what you can do is you can look around and you can see other parts of the track as you're driving along, and a fantastic little thing that you can do. There's a nice train there traveling along the hillside. It's another purple lap time for Nathan Marriott, who is on a charge right now, but it's Tyler Davison who takes it away from him. only 9/10 now off of a Vestigo body and looking for any opportunity he can find. Cameron Hill with the time penalty, that will not help his case. This will allow Nathan to close in on him a fair bit. We'll see just how much. The gap is 2.5 seconds before the penalty line. You can see it going down. He loses half a second, he loses 6/10, he loses 7/10. He loses more than that, he loses about a second's worth of time. But now, he is going to be trying to pull away and doing quite a good job of it as well, gaining a couple tenths out of the hairpin as Nathan Marriott is on a good lap, but not his best. Almost 3/10 down in Sector 2, and desperately attempting to catch up to Cameron Hill. So the top four all within 5 seconds now. You can see them all in one shot on occasion, just depends on the camera angle that we get. Tyler, only 6/10, 7/10 even off of a Vestigo body. Either of these drivers could take third place, reasonably speaking. The difference is, will it be the Ukrainian or will it be an all-Brit podium come the end of the race? 4 minutes to go as of now. This race all still to play for though, as Cameron Hill leads the way. Not long left to go now. .7 seconds is the gap. We're on lap 16 of this race, and Cameron Hill leading the way. We'll have to wait and see how many laps are left to go. Although I would estimate it to be 2 or 3. Hard to say exactly. Just have to wait and see, I suppose. But Cameron Hill leads the way. 1.5 seconds is the gap to Nathan Marriott. Doing quite well for himself is the Brit. Nathan Marriott, though, keeping him honest as he has done throughout this entire race. Nathan Marriott not slacking off at all. A Vestigo body in third, and Tyler Davison in fourth. Evan Dalton runs in fifth after an accident down at turn 1, it seems like. Evan facing the wrong way for a moment, and Julius Gosner still parked down at the hairpin since lap 8, while all the other drivers are on lap 16, or apologies, even lap 17. So, with 3 minutes to go left in this race, or even 2 minutes to go left in this race, as of 5 seconds from now, it would be reasonable to say that this is the penultimate lap being started for Cameron Hill as Nathan Marriott continues to close in. A 120.520 on the previous occasion compared to a 120.670 from Cameron Hill. A Vestigo body, 120.7. Tyler Davison, 120.6. Evan Dalton, 45 seconds back after that mistake. And Julius Gosner with no gap. Cameron Hill knows the pressure he's under. He's pushing. He's going purple through Sector 1 as he does not want Nathan Marriott to catch up and pass him. But Nathan will be looking for any opportunity he can get. He knows the finish of the race is soon. He knows he has to push for it. That is precisely what he's doing. 1.3 seconds is the gap. Can Nathan close it down in time? It is impossible to say. with 1.3 seconds between them. We can only hope that we get treated to a nice battle on what should be the final lap of the race now. It's Nathan Marriott behind Cameron Hill. Cameron Hill leading the way, Nathan Marriott second. Avesta Gobadi runs in third. Tyler Davison 6/10 off in fourth. Tyler will be looking for any move he can pull now. He just wants that third position. Evan Dalton has to settle for fifth for the time being, and Julius Gasner will take sixth. Cameron Hill leads the way by 1.7 seconds. Nathan Marriott second. Avesta Gobadi third, only 4/10 ahead of Tyler. Tyler looks down the inside, but he's nowhere near close enough. Surely he can't make a move there. Surely not, he can't. He doesn't have the traction to make a move there, but definitely down the inside for a moment. Evan Dalton finishes the race and confirms that we have a finisher, but this top four still less than 5 seconds apart. But as we come up to the final corner, it is Cameron Hill who rounds out his dominance. He'll round it out with a win in Switzerland. Cameron Hill comes across the line to win in Eiger Nordwand. The feature race is his. Nathan Marriott takes second position. Avesta Gobadi manages to hold off Tyler Davison for third. Tyler is of course fourth. Evan Dalton takes fifth. And Julius Gasner is sixth. As apologies for the very sudden silence there, as I realized I was getting a phone call, so good timing just after the race had ended. But we are of course now just waiting for the timer to run out, as Julius Gasner will not be finishing this race. I believe he will be classified, but he will not be crossing the line for the last time. So, I think we'll be here for one more minute. Then we should be on our way. No, even less than that. Lovely. So, apologies. Cameron Hill takes victory. It's pole position. It's a clean race. It is victory for Cameron Hill. It's round 5 and 6. And I thought it was round 3, technically. But, that is Nathan. Why do I keep saying Nathan? That is Cameron Hill's victory. Apologies again for saying Nathan. And we'll wish our winner a congratulations. Let's make sure we wish it to the right guy, given we can't say the right guy, apparently. There we go. And let's take a look at the official results. It's Cameron Hill who comes out on top. A 120.5 is his fastest lap, although that is not the fastest lap of the race. We'll get to that when we get to it. But victory for Cameron Hill. Nathan Marriott takes second place. Avesta Gobadi takes third. Fourth goes to Tyler Davison. Fifth goes to Evan Dalton. And sixth goes to Julius Gasner. That is that. And I am tempted to just head out in a car myself and just show off the track quickly. I wonder if that would be allowed. Evan, if you're watching, would I be allowed to just do a quick lap of the track to showcase it? I'd be in my super formula just to do it quickly, and also so I don't have to bother with changing cars. I don't suppose I'd actually have the right tires on to enter, would I? No, I wouldn't. But we will wait, of course, for Evan to enter, and then for the race to be prepared and underway. And I'd like to point out, I've mentioned this once before, but we have 3 A+ rated drivers here. That is immense. 3 A+ rated drivers is absolutely incredible. We have a spectacular field here. And, yeah, I can't wait to see these guys underway again for the sprint race this time, of course. And you can see Vestigobody with yellow headlights, everybody else with white. But you can see some people using high beams compared to others, as Nathan Marriott appears to have the brightest light. As Evan is, of course, entered into the track now, and we should be ready to get going any time now. Starting soon, says Nathan, asking if people are ready. Good luck, we will wish the drivers. As we await to get underway for the sprint race, 15 minutes more of racing. Isn't it just a wonderful day? Good luck, have a good race, says Nathan. Good luck to all the drivers indeed. Have a great race, and I cannot wait to see how this one turns out. The race will begin shortly. It's all to play for now. Who can take victory? It's going to be Julius Gasner who will lead us away, followed by Evan Dalton, Tyler Davison, Vestigobody, and Nathan Marriott, followed by Cameron Hill, which makes 4 winners in 5 races. Rami Azam, Vestigobody, Avesta again, Tyler Davison, and now Cameron Hill. Can we make it? 5 winners in 6 races. The lights are out, and we are underway here at Eiger Nordwand. It is Julius Gasner already in the wall. Evan Dalton making a mistake as well, and it is going to be Tyler Davison going for the lead already down towards turn 1. Tyler won our last sprint race. It's a bit wide for Zauber, for Julius. This time he has the inside on Evan Dalton. Evan pushed out a little bit wide. Avesta's going to get an opportunity. It's Julius Gasner who goes round, who eclipsed Nathan Marriott and Cameron Hill. And it is chaos on lap 1. Nathan Marriott knocks to the side. Cameron Hill stopped in his tracks. And Julius Gasner flying around. It's Tyler Davison who now has the lead of the race, followed by Vestigobody, Evan Dalton in third. What chaos! Nathan Marriott has severe damage to the front of his car. He will get going in just a moment, but the lead is already gone for Julius Gasner as he spins it again, right where he parked last time in the feature race. Julius Gasner is around in the sprint race, and he gets going, but it is not looking good for the German. Cameron Hill is going to have an uphill battle if he wants to take a double victory here today. We have seen chaos in the beginning of all 3 sprint races, and that was quite a bit of it this time round. Tyler Davidson holds a 3-second lead over Vestigobody, and now Evan Dalton. Vestigobody and Evan Dalton battling. Avesta can't keep the car going straight. Evan Dalton takes second from the Ukrainian, but Gobody will be looking to fight back on the outside of Dalton. What can he do to try and make it past? The switchback is not possible here for the time being for the Ukrainian. He touches the grass, and that's around. Goes Gobody into the wall several times. A little bit of lag there carrying him along with Nathan Marriott, but Vestigobody spins off into the wall. Julius Gasner is driving backwards around the track, and that is absolutely not right. Julius Gasner is not not doing the right thing here. But Tyler Davison does lead the way. Hopefully Julius, yes, he is staying out of the way. So Tyler Davison with a dominant lead at the current time. It's then Evan Dalton and Nathan Marriott. There's Cameron Hill. There is Avesta Gobadi. There is Julius Gasner. Tyler Davison, another fastest lap of the race is set, but it's Cameron Hill who steals it away from him already. 4.7 seconds is the lead Tyler Davison has over Evan Dalton. Dalton in the number 12 car managing to keep Nathan Marriott behind for the time being. But Nathan's pace was absolutely stunning last time out, as he's now pushing the Irishman in front of him. Cameron Hill sits in fourth with Avesta Gobadi chasing them down in fifth. It has been chaos for Avesta. A lot of collisions so far as Julius Gasner parks the car in the same location again. At least it is out of the way, as it's Nathan Marriott around the outside of Evan Dalton. Surely that's not possible. Surely not. He's gonna make it possible though. It's Evan Dalton and Nathan Marriott side by side. One of them's gonna have to back out here. Two into this corner does not go. Evan Dalton slices in front, and the number 12 remains ahead of the number, I think that's 32. It is indeed the number 32 having to sit behind the number 12, but it's 65 of Cameron Hill, who now sits directly behind the squabbling duo of Evan Dalton and Nathan Marriott down towards turn 1. Which of these three drivers will prevail at the end of Sector 1? Cameron Hill looking to make a move on Nathan Marriott. We can look to the side there. He's now going to have the inside line for turn 2. Can he get it under traction? He's going to try and pull ahead of Nathan Marriott, but there's nothing Cameron Hill can do quite yet, as Evan Dalton remains in front of the two of them. Cameron Hill on the outside, now on the inside. Surely this is where he gets it. He's going to have to leave space. There might have been contact there. I don't think so in the end. It was hard to tell from that camera angle, but Nathan Marriott is now behind Cameron Hill, and he will be looking to see how he can get back past as he's into the wall a little bit. As Julius Gasner being a bit of a distraction there on the horn. Cameron Hill, though, what a setup for an insane move there. And Cameron Hill is going to be looking at his next opportunity. I believe a Cuban flag on the back of Evan's car. Indeed, I believe that is the Cuban flag, although I could be mistaken about that. But Cameron directly on the back of Evan Dalton. Cameron Hill is going to look for every opportunity he has here. He set it up into turn 1 last time. Can he set it up into turn 1 again? It's going to be the inside surely if he does. No, Evan Dalton not bothering to defend from clean air, but Evan goes a little bit wide. That'll give him the inside line for turn 2 though, in which he might be able to just force Cameron wide a little bit. He does indeed, just closing the door on the Brit. But the Irishman is not giving this up. He wants to hold on to this second place, and Cameron Hill just wants to take it from him so bad. Nathan Marriott is going to look at the back of these two thinking, alright, how can I get involved here? Avesta Gobadi remains relatively close to this trio though. Any big mistake from any of the three of them, and Avesta Gobadi will have a huge opportunity as Evan Dalton slices in front of Cameron Hill. Cameron is going to look to see if he can get to the inside line for the right-hander. Surely Evan will have to back out this time on the outside. He just can't keep it there, can he? Surely not. He does. Evan Dalton is not giving up second position, no matter what. Oh, it's going to be tight here, though. He's going to have the outside line for the final corner. Can Evan Dalton hold the position? He cannot. What a move from Cameron Hill, but he slides out onto the grass a little bit, and now Evan over the bump. We'll look to see if he has an opportunity into turn 1. He's going to have to go for the outside. Later braking is his best opportunity here, Can he hold it to get the inside for turn 2? He can indeed. Evan, surely not. Surely not. What a move to pull himself back into second. Nathan Marriott's going to go around the outside now. Nathan around the outside of 1, around the outside of 2 maybe. Not quite. He has to slot in behind Evan, but he gets ahead of Cameron. And a Vestago body is involved in this now. Cameron Hill has a 5/10 time penalty. Cameron is knocked down to 5th position. He's behind Evan. He's behind Evan, he's behind Nathan, and now he's behind Avesta as well. This is some spectacular battling from the 4 of them. Nathan Marriott is going to get an opportunity on Evan Dalton here. Evan just cannot get the exits from that corner. Nathan is going to slide up the inside. Surely this is the end of the defense from Evan. Evan cannot hold it now. Nathan does get in front, but Evan will look for an opportunity to take second place back. All the while, Tyler Davidson dominates this race, but it is Nathan Marriott now ahead of Evan Dalton, ahead of Avesta Body, ahead of Cameron Hill in this 4-way battle for second place. These are your positions from second down to 5th being decided right now, as Cameron gets another time penalty. Cameron might drop off the back of this battle at this rate. It could turn into a 3-way battle. Nathan Marriott sticks ahead of Evan Dalton for the time being, but Evan will look for any opportunity he can on Nathan. It's the battle of the admins, you could say, as I believe Nathan Marriott runs our GT7 stuff. Evan, of course, our long-term league owner, runs the F1 side of things, does commentary for the F1 side of things. Catch him doing that tomorrow at 8 p.m. BST, I believe. Or whatever British time is currently, maybe GMT, not sure which it is currently, but Evan Dalton, what defense from the Irishman. It looks like he has to concede to Nathan Marriott for the time being. Honking his horn for us, Avesta Gobadi right on the back of him. The Ukrainian is going to look for 3rd position now. Evan Dalton will be hard-pressed to keep the position given his penalty, but he doesn't have to serve that for a moment. In fact, a 15-minute hard into the wall for Evan Dalton. He gets damage from it, but Cameron Hill is going to slip by Avesta Gobadi here. Cameron Hill through into 4th. Avesta just duped there by the Brit. What a move. Avesta Gobadi does have our fastest lap of the race, a 1:20.898, and Tyler Davison, if you are watching, I know you're dominating, but you have enough gap to just stare at the stream, surely. Watch this battle, because this is immense. Everything going on behind you is immense. And if you're watching the stream, continue to do so, because I do not see this battle ending. Evan Dalton serves his penalty now. He should be able to keep the position ahead of ahead of Avesta Gobadi and ahead of Cameron Hill. Avesta's going to dive down the inside, though. The Ukrainian's going to look for the opportunity, going past Julius Gazner's stricken car there. Evan is the one with the run this time. He's going to slide over to the inside. He's going to look for the opportunity on Avesta. It's Avesta versus Evan. Who can come out on top, Irishman or Ukrainian? It's the Irishman who comes out on top, followed by Avesta, but now Cameron Hill's looking at his opportunities here. He's counting his chances. One chance, he's not going to take it. His second chance should be down in towards turn 1 as he sits behind the Ukrainian, and this race is flying by. Already 11 minutes in and 8 laps in. We only have 4 minutes to go in this race. It is Tyler Davison who dominates at the moment, followed by Nathan Marriott. Evan Dalton with some spectacular defense sits in 3rd for the time being, but Avesta Gobadi directly on the back of him. We're not going to sit on board with that. I'm going to get dizzy if I do. And Cameron Hill directly behind these two. There is still a 3-way battle for the final spot on the podium, as Cameron Hill going purple through Sector 1, picking himself up a time penalty at the same time though. So half a second, Cameron Hill will have to slow down at the beginning of Sector 2 on the next lap. It's Avesta Gobadi, he sits behind Evan. He's going to look to the inside. Can Gobadi take the opportunity? He can't. The Ukrainian has to sit behind with his Ukrainian car. It is all Ukrainian for Avesta Gobadi, but it is all Sharky in front for Evan Dalton. Evan is putting up the greatest defense I've seen in a long time. What would we call him? The Irish Minister of Defense at the moment is what Evan Dalton is. And he could be working in that job for a long time at this rate, because this is genuinely some phenomenal defense from the Irishman. Avesta Gobadi, a driver known for his audacious moves, his ability to slip through whenever an opportunity presents itself, yet Evan Dalton managing to defend from him, managing to defend from one of the fastest drivers we know on GT7, Cameron Hill, and for the longest time being able to defend from Nathan Marriott as well. Nathan, with some insane pace today, has pulled away since then. Nathan not gaining on Tyler from the looks of things, though. Tyler pulling away by 3/10 on the previous lap. It is Davison for the win at the moment, and nearly 10 seconds is the lead for the Brit. It is easy sailing, smooth sailing is the term, of course, as Tyler Davison across the grass a little bit here. And in Eiger Nordwand, we are seeing the battle of the greats. We have 6 phenomenal drivers here, 5 of them still driving around. And Avesta Gobadi is going to have an opportunity on Evan Dalton here. Gobadi versus Dalton, Ukrainian versus Irish. And it's down the inside for Ukrainian. For the Ukrainian, it's Avesta Gobadi who slides in down the inside of Evan. And Evan now has to set his sights on defending from Cameron Hill, because Cameron is going to have the inside line into turn 3. It's later braking for the Brit. Can Evan slide back through? He can't quite. He's going to have to count the corners to his next opportunity now. He's going to have to wait. He's counting the seconds until he can get back through. Evan Dalton sits behind Cameron Hill now. Cameron with a very nice overtake, capitalizing off of the opportunity that Evan left out for him after Gobadi made it through, as now Julius a little bit in the way there, but Gasner stays out of the way for the most part. He's going to sit on the back of this train now, as it's Gobadi, Hill, Dalton, and Zauber, and it's Tyler Davidson who wins. It crosses the line immediately as the race finishes. So Tyler Davidson, dominance in Switzerland. It's the second sprint race win in a row for him. It is Nathan Marriott second, Avesta Gobadi takes third, Cameron Hill fourth, fifth is Evan Dalton, and sixth, we'll look away from that sight, is Julius Gasner. Pure dominance from Tyler Davison, though, and some immense battling from those behind, to the point where I didn't even realize the race was about to be over. Tyler Davison, take a bow, 9 seconds in a sprint race. Wow. Take a bow to all these drivers, really. Nathan Marriott getting past and pulling away up to second. Avesta Gobadi and Cameron Hill dominating, winning the battle in the end over Evan Dalton. But Evan, for so long, put up an immense defense. So big applause to the Irishman for that. And our 5 drivers who have finished so far have done an exceptional job. As our 6th one, well, who knows what he's doing. But Tyler Davison, as I said, take a bow, man. What a race. Evan Dalton leaving the room. He doesn't have time for this. And how on earth does Julius have damage? But Evan will, of course, be 5th. Tyler Davidson, 1st place, because I accidentally opened up my menu there for a moment. Thank you, PS5, for that. Didn't need to see that. And, wow. So that's Tyler Davison who takes the victory. It's a clean race bonus for the Brit. Raised position 2, and Davison comes out on top. Let's take a look at our official results. It is Tyler Davison who takes first place, exactly 15 minutes, not a second more, almost a second more, but not quite. Tyler Davison takes victory, followed by Nathan Marriott, who takes the fastest lap with him, a 1:20.789 for the Brit. It's another British 1-2, with Avestigo Body taking third. He 14.3 seconds off the back of Tyler. 9 seconds off the back of Tyler was Nathan. Domination from Tyler. That is your podium, followed by Cameron Hill in 4th. 5th will go to Evan Dalton, despite the fact that it says he's 6th, but that is because he left the room before the race had technically ended, but he had finished the race in 5th already. And Zauber will be qualified 6th. Julius Gasner, that is, of course, with the fastest lap of a 1:56.7. Thank you for commentary, says Nathan. Thank you for the racing. Thank you for hosting the race, Nathan. Thank you to all the drivers who raced. And thank you to everyone who watched as well. This has been Formula Virtual Racing's stream of the FVR Mazda MX5 series at Eiger Nordwand. Tune in next week at the exact same time for Laguna Seca, our final round of the championship. Tune in tomorrow at the same time for the Australian Grand Prix around the streets of Melbourne Park, or around the streets of Melbourne in Albert Park, that's the one. Around the streets of Albert Park in Melbourne City. Melbourne Park. That's funny. Thank you to everybody who watched. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Instagram. Join the Discord. And, lastly, be sure to have yourself a great weekend. This has been Adrian on commentary. I will be racing tomorrow. Be sure to tune into that. Evan will be doing the commentary. And thank you for all watching. Goodbye now.